Any McCarthy impeachment. This has always been about impeachment, do you think?
From the first day. I mean, I don't know. A prosecutor as experienced as Mueller would have to know that there'd be no way he could indict the president. So what's the point of the whole investigation? It doesn't necessarily mean he wants to impeach him, but he's certainly trying to find out if there's a basis to do it.
All these leaks about obstruction of justice and so forth, some of them truly absurd, you know, like firing Comey. The president could fire the FBI director 5 times if he wants to. Doesn't this suggest these kinds of leaks and so forth? He's going to write this so-called confidential report to the Deputy Attorney General. Rosenstein has been known to buckle the pressure. He'll probably release it. Isn't that what we're talking about, an impeachment report? And isn't that really unseemly that a prosecutor would effectively be writing an impeachment report?
Yes, and we go back to, again, Comey's motivation in leaking. He wanted a special counsel to be appointed. Why would he want a special counsel to be appointed, if not to ultimately lead to the impeachment of Donald Trump?
Yeah.
And
I was going to say, I think the other agenda here, Mark, is that he'll want to protect the Justice Department and the FBI. So I think one mission of a report like this is to say that while there may have been investigative excesses here, it was Trump who brought into his campaign people like Manafort and Gates and Page, and that the Bureau, the Justice Department, and the government widely had a basis to be concerned about.
Why is Rosenstein still involved in this? Rosenstein recommended Comey's firing. Rosenstein is buddies with Mueller. Rosenstein is buddies with Comey. In fact, Rosenstein worked for Mueller many decades ago. This is supposed to be a special independent counsel. Isn't it kind of odd that Rosenstein is overseeing, theoretically anyway, his appointment and work?
I don't, Rosenstein is one of the few guys I don't know for 30 years in this investigation, but what I find odd about the situation with Rosenstein is if the removal of Comey is part of the investigation, he's in the middle of it as a witness. If the FISA warrants are any consideration of the investigation, he signed off on the last one. It seems to me that he's got a bigger conflict here than Sessions had, and Sessions' conflict is what gave us Mueller in the first place. So I kind of don't get it.
That's right. You don't even have a special counsel unless there's a conflict of interest. And yet the special counsel's department, quasi-department that has been set up, is more riddled with conflicts of interest than the Attorney General was. In fact, Sessions, he was talking to a Russian at a party. That's so preposterous. When you think about that, why
did they indict every Democrat in America?
Which just shows you how politicized Democrats are to make a thing of that.
Yeah, Mark, if I can also, I just want to be clear. I'm not accusing Rosenstein of misconduct. It's simply an ethical obligation of lawyers that if they are witnesses in the facts that are under investigation,
right,
they can't be lawyers in the investigation.
All right. We'll be right back. Andy McCarthy, how do you see this ending?
I think you get a report, no impeachable offenses. I doubt the Democrats are going to have the blue wave that they need to have to make a viable impeachment run at Trump. And I think Mueller's investigation and the report that he writes is also an attempt to protect the Justice Department and the FBI. So
it just goes away?
I do. I think
you see it that way?
Yes, I think it will not lead to impeachable offenses, but I think it will be couched in a way to defend the FBI and DOJ and to make Trump look bad. And any billionaire, they can find crimes, and they're going to imply that Trump had nefarious financial dealings and appointed the wrong kind of people, and they'll try to make him look bad. But unless they get him under subpoena and to testify, they won't have anything. And even if they do, it won't lead to anything because they can't indict him, as you said.
I have a little different take on this. I think you will see the word obstruction pop up from time to time. I don't think they're working this hard and this aggressively to go home quietly. I could be dead wrong about it, and I certainly hope I am. But it also explains why people out there need to make sure they vote, because if this is in the end, as you point out, a political question, then the jury can be decided by the American people. I want to thank you so much. I've had a wonderful discussion. We very much have appreciated it. Thank you for joining us. See you next time on Life, Liberty, and Levin.